So let's cut right to the chase. I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anybody. I am a progressive. I identify as a progressive. And I know a lot of you are not going to want to hear this, but people's political ideologies grow and change, so bear with me. I used to be a liberal. I used to be like a left-ish liberal. Obviously, I thought racism was bad. I thought sexism was bad. You know, all the no-brainer stuff. But I wasn't really putting it together that all of these things had a common enemy, which was colonialist thinking. These intersections of power were basically pushing down on all these different marginalized groups. It was very easy for me to be a liberal. You know, it was very easy for me to say, oh, I'm very supportive of marginalized groups. I'm supportive of trans people and indigenous rights. But at the end of the day, I had a very hollow philosophy because there was nothing I was proposing to actually address these issues. In 2016, when Donald Trump got elected, that was my breakthrough moment. That was when I sat down and I realized that someone could win using fascist rhetoric the presidency of the United States. I genuinely thought there was no chance that he could win. I was making fun of him. Everyone was making fun of him. We all thought the liberal world order would continue. And surprise, surprise, a fascist won. And I'm not calling Donald Trump literally Hitler, but I am calling him a fascist because that's what he is. He's an American fascist. University was very helpful for me in developing my political worldview. I had some really great professors. I took Women and Gender Studies, Journalism, and Human Rights. And those 3 courses gave me a framework for how to view stuff like colonialism, how to be critical of stuff like the patriarchy and capitalism. But also, I'm kind of glad that I came from a liberal background because I'm aware that using words like patriarchy is sort of a meme at this point. And that's because people view these words as like, okay, patriarchy means you're anti-man. No, it doesn't. It means you recognize that there is an institutionalized power focused around men, and all you want to do is equalize the playing field, give everybody an equal shot. Cis people are just so fucking terrified that trans rights is going to mean cis people get less rights. That's not how it works. That's never been how it's worked. We as a society have always been advancing by giving more and more people rights, by making more and more people equal. That has improved the society that we live in every time we've done it. I almost view myself as a reactionary progressive in the sense that I probably wouldn't have been a progressive if the alt-right hadn't gotten so bad in the last 6 years or so. Even on this platform, on YouTube, there have been so many outright fascists that have been left to breed, to radicalize people to the alt-right for sometimes years at a time without being taken down. YouTube has and continues to host alt-right figures like Nick Fuentes, Stefan Molyneux, and Jordan Peterson. And you might think, oh, you know, he's calling Jordan Peterson alt-right as a joke. I'm not. If you look at, maybe he's not alt-right himself, maybe, but if you look at the kinds of stuff that he's promoting and the kind of people that he attracts, then yeah, he is, as far as I'm concerned, a member of the alt-right. You have to look at how power structures are concentrated, and I think more and more people are looking at these power structures and realizing, holy shit, like, these are not just. These are unjustified structures of power that are keeping everybody down, that are harming so many people at the benefit, in the case of capitalism, of the 1%, or in the case of white supremacy, just for like the white group of people who happen to be the majority in a homeland. That's why as marginalized people and as allies as marginalized people, we have to say, okay, what is it that we're fighting against? Is it corporations? Is it the state? You know, the tankies will just say, oh no, it's just the corporations. And then the ANCAPs will say, oh no, it's just the state. It's both. And this kind of feeds back into what I was saying before. As long as there is rampant capitalism, as long as there is rampant state power, there is going to be institutionalized power that works against marginalized groups. YouTube is an example of this. As long as there is a market for alt-right content, there is going to be a corporation that hosts alt-right content. I am a Jew. You can probably tell based off my hair and nose. You know, I'm not a practicing Jew. I don't support Israel or anything. I never did that birthright stuff, but ethnically I am Jewish, and maybe that's why I have this guttural distaste towards fascism. So if you look at my Centricide series, you can kind of see these biases being shown. I tried to hide it wherever possible because one of the things I'm trying to do here is de-radicalize people on the right. But yeah, like, I'm pretty clearly biased. So if you look at the Centricide series, ANCOM is introduced as having qui-quem pronouns. And I think a lot of people saw that originally and thought that I was making fun of people who have neo-pronouns or, you know, use pronouns in general. Haha, you have your pronouns in bio or whatever. I personally don't identify with he, him pronouns. I don't tell the internet what I identify with, because I try to separate who I am here as to who I portray in front of the camera and online. But I think I kind of tried to reflect that in the NCOM's character arc. At the end of NCOM's character arc, it's revealed, okay, Qui actually still uses the qui quem pronouns, and it's important to quem, and I think that I made a lot of people refer to a character with the pronouns that Qui decided to use, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. I think if I can get people to do that with a fictional character, maybe they can do that with people in their own lives, and I think that's a positive way that my art has impacted the world. So yeah, if you're a liberal and you're thinking that, you know, liberalism is kind of failing as an ideology right now, go to university. Go to university, study journalism, study politics, study gender studies, and you will get a really good understanding of where power is concentrated and methods of deconcentrating, decentralizing that power, giving it back to people. And I hope when someone says we have to dismantle the patriarchy, we need to give trans people rights, I hope you don't view that, if you're a straight white man, as an attack on you. It's not an attack on you. No one wants to kill all cis people. We're just expressing frustration in where power is held. And that's all. That's it. So now you know. Now you know my political ideology. If you hear anybody talking, like, what is this J-Rog guy? You know, like, is he on my team or not? Send them this video, and just clear it up. I'm sick of hiding behind the layers of irony. I'm going to be making a lot more progressive content from now on, and I hope I hope I can keep people around who maybe aren't progressives themselves but would like to hear me out, and especially those on the alt-right. You know, if you are starting to lose faith in your movement, listen to what progressives have to say, and you might find that there is a lot of good in what we're doing. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.